Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about my experience on the CBBH, also known as Certified Bug Bounty Hunter from HackTheBox. So if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Let's jump into it and have some fun. Alright folks, so here we are. So what I want to go over is the price for the exam, how long it took me to do the exam, what I thought was good and bad about the exam, and all that good stuff. So I got a lot of questions. Is this real world? Is it, a real target? Can you simulate this on maybe like a bug bounty on like HackerOne or anything like that? So I want to try to remember to answer all these questions. I don't want it to be an hour-long video, so I'm just going to give it my high-level opinion and review. So obviously the first things first, you need to complete the path. So once you log into your academy, you go on the left-hand side here, you can go to paths. Let's make this a little bigger so I can see it. And then once you click on job path roles, you click on that and you have this bug bounty hunter. I completed it. They added something new. That's why it says 99.25% complete. And we can see there's 20 modules that you need to complete. So once you come in here, you can see web request, introduction to web applications using proxy servers, information gathering web edition, attacking web application and FUF, JavaScript. This was probably my most challenging module for me, JavaScript. So cross-site scripting, SQL injection, SQL map, command injection, file upload attacks, server-side attacks, brute force, login brute forcing, broken authentication, web attacks, file inclusion, session security, web service and API attacks. This was another one that it took me a few. Hacking WordPress was pretty easy, and then bug bounty was pretty straightforward. So APIs. So I want to actually show you some supplement stuff that I use as well. So I was going through the API Sec University to do some stuff with Corey Bell and those folks over there, Dan and them. So I had some notes from that I took to my CBBH as well. So if you come in, you can click into exams. Once you complete all your, and this says 18 days, I think I did it in about 2 weeks, about a week and a half or something like that. But like I did with my CPTS, this was easier than the CPTS. I'm going to say that. And it was not that long that it took me to complete these modules. So it took me about 2 weeks to get through the whole bug bounty hunter pathway or path or whatever you want to call it. So here it says about 18 days. I did it in about 2 weeks. So if we come over here and we can click on exams. Once you complete that, you can go to exams and you can schedule your exam. So this is my CPTS, CBBH. You can click on exam information. And once you are here, you can go ahead and purchase. Like it says, I'm certified here. So I already took the exam, I passed it, and I'll show you guys this in a second. So you can see once you click in here, you can see buy voucher. It is $210 for this voucher. Okay. So once you purchase the voucher, do not enter. This is one thing I had someone, I think, reach out to me and said, oh, I wasn't prepared, and I clicked on enter exam and it started the countdown. Do not click on enter exam, because once you enter the exam, that's it. The time is going to start ticking, and you have 7 days to complete this exam. So that includes compromising, getting the 10 flags, or I think it's 9 flags to pass, or 80%. So it's 8 flags, I think. I did all 10. I got all 10. So that completes the whole exam. Then you have to, do the report. So that took about 2 days. So approximately it gives you 7 days, so 5 days to complete the assessment, get the flags, and then about 2 days to do the report. So I think that's really, really good. Okay. I did I'm not saying, because people ask me how long it took me to do the exam, how long it took me to do the training. So the training or the path took me about 2 weeks, like I said, and the exam took me about 3.5 days, right? So just for the compromising the 10 flags, I think I did that in about 9 or 10 hours, or I'd say a day, because I did a few at night. Once I started, I went to bed, I continued it. So total was probably about 9 hours, 9 or 10 hours, if I remember correctly. I wasn't really timing it, but I did take a snippet when I completed all 10 flags, so I remember. So it was remaining about 5 days and 22 hours. So about 6 days left. So I did it in about a day and some change. Okay? And no, I'm not a bug bounty expert. I do keep some of the skills that I know, I guess. I just put a lot of basic stuff out there because that's what I want to be known as, the basic guy that does, some certifications here and there and can teach the basics, right? And I really, really am a big fan of understanding the fundamentals of anything. If it's web apps, if it's wireless, if it's Active Directory, if it's internal assessments, external assessments. I have a tickle on my nose. So having those fundamental knowledge and experience, then you can have that as a building block to the next level. So I'm going to stick to that. I don't want people, I'm never going to make advanced, super crazy, hard content to follow. There's other people out there, beautiful people like John Hammond, Alex from TCM Security. There's Tyler. There's a whole bunch of awesome people that I love so much, that I respect. If you want to get more hardcore advanced stuff, you can follow those folks as well to get those advanced topics. I'm not going to do that. I do enough of those things for my work. When I do my videos, I just want to chill and just do this. I don't want to think so hard. Okay? That's my little spiel for the video. So the CBBH, this is really, really cool concepts. Yes, you can take this theory, understanding Burp Suite, understanding proxies, understanding, cross-site scripting, SQL injections, command injections, all these fun things that we learn during this course or during this path. Yes, you can take this to a real bug bounty on HackerOne, Integrity, BugCrowd, etc. And yes, I've done some low-hanging fruit bugs. I've done 2 bug bounties, and I don't really talk about that. And I want to start doing more. I had Ben NomSec on my channel last week or this week or whatever. And I think I want to actually start doing these and get better at them. It's not something I'm doing every day, but I want to, do some more. So maybe more of that to come. So back to the video. The target audience, entry-level bug bounty hunters. I want to consider myself an entry-level bug bounty hunter. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in anything, to be honest. I don't want to be an expert in anything. I want to be a student of life and just keep learning as much as I can. So junior web pen testers, I think it's a little more than just a junior. It was not super, super junior, but that's just my opinion. I love HackTheBox. They think, something that might be super easy, or they say it's really, really easy, or an easy box. It can be like an intermediate box for someone that's not really good at that technology, and so on and so forth. The next thing here we have is HackTheBox, the key differentiators. This is what they put down on here. Let's make this a little larger so we can see. I want to make sure my big head's not in the way. Okay, so you can just read this, get the key differentiators. You can see that it's hands-on real world experience. It's a real environment. You get a host and you have to go about penetrating that and all that stuff. Okay. Out-of-the-box thinking. It's all the good stuff that HackTheBox puts down, right? So the knowledge domains that you need to know in order for you to be successful on this exam is bug bounty hunting processes and methodologies. So what I would say here is take thorough notes and have a cheat sheet, right? I use Notion. I have my cheat sheet for my CPTS, my CBBH, anything that I'm probably going to need while I was doing the path. I would take, download the cheat sheet, have my little commands ready to go. So whenever that process or that tool is needed, I can just go ahead and automate that, So if it's fuzzing, if it's using some kind of directory brute force or whatever it is, I have that tool ready for me. Okay, so web application, web service, static and dynamic analysis, information gathering techniques. This is really critical. Web application, web service, and API vulnerability identification and analysis, manual and automated exploitation of various vulnerability classes, and then vulnerability communication and reporting. So this, I would say, my report here, I think was about 70 pages, or I don't remember, and obviously I can't showcase that, but compared to my CPTS. So I was getting questions, is the CPTS harder than the CBBH? Or is this one easier, vice versa, right? In my opinion, this is me, Patrick, InfoSec Pat, whatever, the CBBH was easier in the sense of it's only a web application that we're testing, right? So we're only in this mini space that we're doing. The CPTS, we were, all over the place, right? So there's web apps, there's internals, there's externals, there's Active Directory. There's a boatload of stuff to cover and understand and know. So that's where I would say, even like I do more external, internal assessments more than web application pen testing. And I found this one was easier. Okay. So that's just my feedback on that. Okay. So the exam, obviously, this is just a little bit of the exam. You can use your own Kali box. I always recommend that because all your tools can be installed prior to starting the exam because you've been working through the course. So you should have, your tools ready to go. Or if you, done some web app stuff prior to this, you should be golden. Okay, that's just a little bit of that cooking. All right, so now let's come over to the related paths. Obviously, we know that already. It's the bug bounty path, and you can see all of the 20 modules. I'm not going to go through that again. So, and then the exam history. So I got certified on 10.1. I think it was 10.2, depending on where you are in the world, what time it is in the world. And the same thing like the CPTS, right? So you submit it, you get it graded. I got it graded in about a day and a half or 2 days or something like that. So, and then we get the feedback, right? So if we come here, we can see, congratulations, you passed, blah, blah, blah. I gain 100 points. And we found your report done very well. You captured all the description and impact of every vulnerability very well, blah, 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 blah. So obviously we have our feedback as well. So I want to say thank you for the feedback because that feedback, I take it and I run with it, right? So then we can actually download. I don't think I ever downloaded it here on this machine. So once you download it, you get a pretty certification once it populates like this, right? So, and my pretty name and the date I earned it, which was October 2nd, and today is October 5th. Okay. So it was about 3 days ago, and I'm really stoked about this. And I have not ordered the printed copy because I am moving. So I actually hope I get the CPTS physical certification before I move because it's going to the address that I'm located at now. But yeah, then you can order a printed copy. So let's go see how much that is. I don't know how much this is for the CBBH. Let's go ahead and check that out, right? So it's important, please, blah, blah, blah. So exactly. So if you order this, I got my shirt for the CPTS in about a couple of days, and it'd take 3 to 5 weeks to get the physical thing. And I ordered it, a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully I get it soon. But anyhow, this is going to be the CBBH. I really, really like the designs of HackTheBox, so I'm definitely ordering this as well. And it's about 20 pounds, and I'm like a large for a shirt. So if we add this, let's see how much everything will come out to. I think it's about $50. So like if we check out, let's go ahead and I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to put my credit card and all that stuff. But you can see the shipping. Obviously, I probably have to put my address in, and I'm not going to do that now. But I think it was about $50 total, 50 US for the shipping for the whole thing. Okay, so that's that. So let's come back here, and that's pretty much the overview. So what kind of skills that you need in order to pass this, right? I covered some, but I wrote down some as well that I got when I did my calendar or the Creditly for the CBBH. So API hacking, you have to understand attacking APIs, attacking a CMS like maybe WordPress. I just drew a blank. Hacking web services. Let me make this a little larger so I can see it a little better. Authentication and authorization attacks, blind server-side request forgery, blind SQL injection, bug bounty hunting, bypassing file extension filters, bypassing file upload restrictions, command injection, cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripting, data exfiltration, file inclusion, IDOR, information gathering, manual and automated web exploitation, session hijacking, SQL injection, web fuzzing, web proxy usage, and stored cross-site scripting. Okay, so that's pretty much, and I did write some stuff down. I'm trying to find where I actually put my little summary, but I have so many tabs open on this other screen that I wanted to talk about of some of the tips. Okay, yeah, so practical tips. Okay, so I want to talk about that for a moment. So when I was doing the exam, this is something that I want to give advice to you folks if you're looking to do any exam. It's not only with the CBBH or any Hack the Box, it's with anything as a whole, right? So let me just come to my face. All right, so one thing, I'm just going to bring this over here now so I can see it right in front of me. So some of the tips and tricks that I would recommend for you is the number one thing is take your time and pace yourself, right? It's not a race. Obviously, if you are on day 6 and you're like, oh crap, I need to finish my exam and do my report, then I think pedal to the metal, right? But obviously, pace yourself. It's easily, you can rush. It's so easy to like, oh man, I have to do it. Take your time, pace yourself, breathe, approach the exam like with a clear mindset and just go for it, right? And this is one thing I did for my CPTS as well. And I did not do for PJPT or PMPT. Do your report while you're doing the exam. Don't wait to the end. Please, you're going to drive yourself loony. Like I would, you get your template, have your template. If you have multiple monitors, have your template on one screen. And just while you're doing the exam, take snippets, take your screenshots, and then put it in the report as you go. It'll make your life so much easier. Trust me. That's just one tip. Tip number 2 is take thorough notes, right? Note details is very, very critical in any exam, right? And just in life in general, if you're a pen tester, right? Having your notes, having your cheat sheets, and don't be scared to use tools online. Like I was getting people dogging on me because I use ChatGPT. Why am I going to work harder when I can work smarter and just use ChatGPT to write me up something? And then, for an example, when I was doing the top 10 Active Directory hacking tools, I just put it in ChatGPT, it spit it out, and I just want to share it with the community, right? So I don't see the big deal, but haters are going to hate, right? Look at their life and look at mine. But but anyhow, so keep detailed notes on every discovery and step. And number 3, focus on the fundamentals. This is exactly what I put this note in here also for the video because I was getting questions. Am I going to do advanced topics? Am I going to showcase advanced techniques like maybe EDR invasions and all this other stuff? Probably not, because I want to stick to the basics. I want to stick to what I can have people resonate and I can help as many people. And I got this advice from someone really, really close to me that is super, super high on the skill set of like network engineering. And he's, double CCIE. People probably know who I'm talking about. And I used to always ask him, why don't you do CCIE level videos or training or something like that? And he goes, why am I going the reach is this much. If I can do CCNA training, it's this much, right? So if I'm doing, for an example, OSEP, which I never took the OSEP, maybe the audience might be this versus like OSCP or PMPT or PJPT or whatever, like the entry level folks are. There's probably a lot more that I can reach, right? So that's why I would always focus on the fundamentals and pay close attention to the CBBH Academy's topics, right? So they're critical for the exam. That's why I wanted to showcase that in the beginning of the video. And just remember, use your noggin, use your brain, and do creative thinking. Sometimes thinking outside the box, it will work for solving complex problems. Some of these exams, some of these flags or whatever, like I don't want to say I'm the smartest, but I know when I need to know something, I know how to research and I know how to find it. That's how I've been successful in my career, right? I don't know it all, but I know how to find the answer, and that's so critical in pen testing and IT in general, right? I just let Google house all my thoughts and all my notes, right? Pretty much, right? Like if I need to find something out, I'll just Google it, or I'll just have it in my cheat sheet. But for the most part, I'll just research. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. Pretty much just know how to research. Okay, so let me see if I had any other notes here. I don't think so. Let me just check. Let me go down and see what else I got here. Oh yeah, there is something else that I wanted to say here. So I was asked, was there any supplemental training that I did besides just the Hack the Box Academy? Yes, I used some of the Port Swigger labs. I did some of those, and I took some notes from that. So I mixed it up. I used Port Swigger labs, and I also used, obviously, the Hack the Box. There's so many resources out there, but obviously everything that you need for this exam specifically is in the academy. That's all you need. But I used some of the Port Swigger just because I wanted to do it. But that's pretty much it, I think, because starting the exam, you have 7 days to complete it. I already covered that. I covered everything that the course covers. The pricing is $210 for the actual exam. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my overview about the course and the exam for this video. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I will be posting more, and people will ask me if I'm going to go the expert level, and maybe I don't want to say I'm gonna or I'm not, but I am working on the Active Directory pen testing path right now, and that's where I'm focused on probably into the near future. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you guys are going to Wild West Hackin' Fest next week, I will be out there. Super stoked about it. My first time. So if you guys are out there, I'll see you. Say hello. And if you're one of the trolls, still say hello. I'll still show you love. There's no beef. But thank you so much. And I love you all. And I'll see you in the next one.